Value creation in the modern world. The future belongs to those who can work with intelligent machines, code, and complex systems. To thrive, you must become a superstar in your field, not just good, but exceptional. Intensity beats duration. You don't need 10 hours a day, you need deep, distraction free focus. Intensity and time equal a high quality output. Intense sessions of 90 minutes can outperform 5 hours of half focus. Produce to win. Output is king. If you want to win, you must ship, publish, release, and create. Don't just assume or prepare. Create and ship valuable work. Flow and fulfillment. You are happiest when you're immersed in something challenging and meaningful. Don't chase constant simulation. You want to be at peace with boredom. This is where growth begins. And on that side note, that's something that I can attest to myself. I remember Earl Nightingale saying one time, as far as the current state you're in, that seems to be the state that you're coming out of or that you previously were in. So, example, if you feel happy now, and I remember one of the Tates saying this too, happiness, if you're happy now, that's only compared to what you felt otherwise. So, there could be something to that. On the other hand, you could argue that whatever makes you happy, just do that thing and you'll be happy. And there may not be any kind of deep philosophical thing behind that. Next point, consistency compounds. If you're learning Portuguese, for example, or any new skill, do something every day and don't break the chain. Small daily efforts beat occasional bursts. And consistency is definitely something that I'm starting to get in the habit of doing. For example, you show up to a money making activity such as like driving for rideshare or doing a job, and you show up every day and you get the paycheck. Consistency. Same thing with YouTube. You want to be consistent on YouTube, and that's how you grow your audience. This is like I guess anything in life you want to do 101. Just make sure that you're consistent. And then, compounding interest, regardless of if it was actually said by him, Einstein said compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. And when you go through a bunch of financial literacy lessons, they'll also tell you about compounding interest. This is why you want to pay a little bit more on your credit cards, for example, if you have a certain interest rate, because the compounding effects will play into your favor if you're acting in a certain way. Artistry plus systems. Think like an artist, work like an accountant. Now, you want to be creative, but also organized, methodical, and deliberate. Systems and structure protect your genius. This is something that I'm starting to pick up more and more as an artistic person myself. And I definitely think I have the work ethic to make what I want to happen. So I've noticed in the age that we're in, it's getting easier and easier to make money from art and become an artist. So as long as you have, like we said before, consistency, you can make your art your livelihood in a way. And so that's something that I live by, like with anything I do, with my job, with how I cook, with anything I do, I make sure that I act in a certain way where it's like I'm putting an art to it. There's an art to speaking, there's an art to living, and I make sure to put the work ethic behind it as far as like showing up every day, putting in the grind, effort, consistency. So I really like that quote, and that's something that I'm starting to live by more and more. Think like an artist, work like an accountant. Be creative, but also organized, methodical, and deliberate. Systems and structure protect your genius. Find your cabin in the woods. Create physical or mental retreats where you can focus without distraction. Sometimes isolation is the only path to clarity and breakthrough. This is something that I'm getting towards myself right now. I'm in a studio and I want to be able to find that cabin in the woods. I remember there was a time where I was driving through the Appalachian Mountains on a field trip, actually, and I felt so at peace, and that's when I decided to become a writer. And there's other times where I've had that feeling too, and that was one specific time. So you definitely want to find your cabin in the woods. I recommend reading Henry David Thoreau, where he talks about living in the woods and he was living off the land, made his own house, and that's something that I think I would definitely want to get towards one day, like living off the land, hunting, and finding little squirrels to eat or whatever.